Have you ever wondered about the role of Equites in the Roman legion? Well, it all began with Romulus, the founder of Rome. He established a cavalry regiment named the Celeres, translating to Swift Squadron, which acted as his personal escort. Each of Rome's 3 tribes supplied 100 horses, making for a formidable force of 300 men. This unit doubled in size under the reign of King Lucius Tarquinius Priscus, expanding to 600 strong. But the story doesn't end there. King Servius Tullius, in a move that seemed anachronistic, further tripled the cavalry, adding 12 centuriae of Equites. However, this resulted in a rather large contingent of 1,800 horse, a number that seemed incongruous compared to the 6,000-strong heavy infantry of the late regal period. So the formation of the Equites was deeply rooted in the early history of Rome, with each development adding more strength and structure to this elite unit. The Equites were not just any cavalry unit, they were the cream of the crop, equipped with the best military gear of their time. These elite horsemen were initially established as a military force. Their role in Rome's power structure was multifaceted and evolved over time. In the early days of Rome, the Equites served primarily as cavalrymen. Their duty was to act as the mounted force of the Roman army, providing swift and decisive action on the battlefield. But their role was not limited to the military. The Equites were also deeply involved in the political life of Rome. As members of the equestrian order, they were part of the Roman nobility and held significant political power. One interesting aspect of the Equites was their funding. The state provided them with a sum of money known as an equus publicus to purchase a horse for military service and for its upkeep. This was a clear indication of their status and importance in the Roman military. When it comes to their equipment, the Equites were second to none. They wore a Corinthian helmet, a symbol of their status and a practical piece of protection. This was complemented by a bronze chestplate and bronze greaves, which offered robust protection in combat. In terms of weaponry, they were armed with a lance, a long sword, and a short throwing spear. The lance, or lancia, was their primary weapon, used for devastating charges against enemy lines. The long sword, or spatha, was used for close combat, while the short throwing spear added a ranged option to their arsenal. As they evolved, the Equites transitioned from being primarily soldiers to taking on political roles. This shift reflects the changing nature of Rome itself, as it grew from a small city-state to a vast empire. From military to political roles, the Equites were a force to be reckoned with, both on the battlefield and in the political arena. Their legacy remains as a testament to their adaptability and their central role in the growth and success of the Roman Empire. As with any military unit, the Equites evolved over time, adapting to the changing needs of the Roman legion. One major shift in their evolution was the transition from Roman citizens to foreign recruits serving as cavalrymen. This was a significant change. Initially, these horsemen were Roman citizens, provided with a sum of money by the state to purchase a horse for military service. Yet, as time marched on, the Roman cavalry began to rely more heavily on auxilia and foreign recruits, perhaps a reflection of the growing reach and diversity of the empire itself. But let's not gallop past a key debate within the historical community. Some historians, such as Philip Sidnell, argue that the Roman cavalry, and therefore the Equites, played a crucial role in the Republican army. They suggest that the effectiveness of the Roman military machine was significantly bolstered by the skill and agility of these mounted warriors. However, the view is not unanimous. Other historians point to military defeats like Cannae and Trebia as evidence to challenge the perceived significance of the Equites. These battles, they argue, showed that the Roman cavalry was not always the decisive factor in the outcome of a conflict. Yet, regardless of this ongoing debate, the tactics employed by the Equites are worth noting. The Roman cavalry had a clear approach on the battlefield. They would first engage the enemy's cavalry, aiming to neutralize this threat. Then, they would launch multi-directional attacks on the enemy army. The objective was to distract the commander and break their defensive line, creating opportunities for the Roman infantry to exploit. Whether seen as crucial or not, There's no denying that the Equites played a significant role in the Roman legion, adapting and evolving as needed to meet the demands of the times.